Hey guys, it's Extra Feathers, and today I am drawing Bakugou, and this is a scene specifically from my sister's fanfiction called Letters to Deku, and it really hit me in the feels, so I just had to illustrate it. Now, I won't give any spoilers because spoilers are not fun, so, but I'll have a link in the description so you can go check the fanfiction out if you want. I'll just link her fanfiction.net, so yeah, be sure to check that out. And anyway, to the drawing. I'm just sketching out the composition, where I want everything to go, and I couldn't really figure out where I wanted to put him because I reread the fanfiction like a couple of times in order to figure out where he was, but she didn't explicitly say where exactly he was or like what kind of place he was, so I just kind of thought like, it's just a park. And then trying to figure out his color scheme because it was nighttime, foggy, and raining, and for some reason just color schemes are really hard for me, or like adjusting the colors to fit a different light or to fit different lighting, is that right? But yeah, that's a little difficult for me, so that was a bit of a struggle. Oh, and also I wanted to do kind of a one layer challenge, but not really because I used multiple layers, but just like kind of, because the final layer was like all one layer, or the final drawing of Bakugou only was one layer, and then the background was like a few other layers or something. But yeah, so it wasn't supposed to be like an actual challenge. It was kind of like, I just heard a lot about like lineless art and art being in one layer and I heard that it was easier because you can just pick the color and then, you know, draw over whatever you want, and then you can just erase out the lines or whatever. I explained that really poorly, but yeah. I'm sorry, but yeah, and overall I didn't really like the end result of the piece. Something about his face really bugged me. I think it's his nose. Compared to the rest of his face, I believe it's too short, or his chin is too long, or his lips are too big. It's just like the lower half of his face after his nose doesn't match the upper part, and I think his forehead is too what's the word, too inward. I don't know how to explain it, but I think his forehead should be a little more out, or it just looks weird at the moment. And yeah, even as I was drawing it, I was like, no, this looks weird, but I couldn't figure out what was the problem. Even to this day, I don't know exactly what the problem is. It's been a while since I drew it. Also, I made his ear way too low because his ear should be from the top of his brow to the bottom of his nose, and I did it so it was like the top of his eye to the bottom of his mouth, which is totally off. But I mean, he's a character, so I guess it doesn't have to be 100% accurate, or not 100%, just more realistic looking, but it just looks strange. It looks very strange. Yeah, so it's been a while since I actually drew this, now that I'm doing the voiceover and stuff, so I hope I've improved a bit and am able to tell what the problem is. But if you guys know, or if you guys can point out what looks so strange about this in the comments, that would be great, and I'd be so thankful. And yeah. Oh, and working on his hair is always a struggle because the way I shade hair, I try to make it look 3D-ish, but then when I do that, I have to make sure, or I have to think about the 3D shape of his hair, but like in the anime they kind of just keep it a little 2D looking, if you know what I mean. They just have like one layer of shading, and then it's all like flat shading. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like they don't use different opacities and things like that. So it's just kind of a flat layer of color plopped on the other flat layer of color. So it's hard to tell like the shape of his hair. Like if you think of a 3D figure, like they sell figures of the characters and stuff, and then their hair looks all like crazy, and then it's like, oh yeah, I never thought of how their hair would look in real life. Oh yeah, and I didn't like the color of his hair because I didn't think it matched the color of his skin, or like, not that it has to be the same color, but you know, his hair compared to his skin, the ratio should be the same as when he's in normal lighting. But I didn't do that because I struggle a lot with lighting, and also anatomy is just such a struggle for me. His shoulders are totally uneven, his arms are uneven. I mean, pretty much everything about him is uneven. But I tried to fix it later, but I don't think I successfully fixed it. So it still looks odd, definitely. And as I was drawing it, it bothered me. But I think if I were to go back now, I would have adjusted his shoulders a bit more so that he wouldn't be like lopsided. And also one shoulder is clearly bigger than the other, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, and well, you can see me trying to fix it, but it's not really working too well. But yeah. Oh, and you know, Bakugou is really muscular, and I don't know what muscles look like. So that was also a struggle. That's why it looks weird, because I don't know anatomy, and I don't know how muscles work and stuff, which I should really learn, because that's very important in order to draw people in different positions. I don't know why I'm talking about that now, but there you go. And yeah, working on just his torso area, and then I remember he has like some crazy shoulders going on, so I tried to copy that. Well, I wasn't using a reference, so that was probably also a dumb mistake, but yeah. And now moving on to the hand. I struggled a lot with that hand. I had so many drafts for it, and I had to keep going back and forth, but it was actually kind of fun doing that. I used to hate drawing hands. Like, I mean, I still don't really like drawing hands that much, but it's much better now that I've actually practiced, and sometimes it can be fun. Well, yeah, so I used to go to an art class, and we did a whole day just dedicated to hands. I was not excited for that, but basically we just used our own hands as reference, and then our non-dominant hand, and then just drew it, and that actually really helped me. And now drawing hands is so much easier. So if you guys are struggling with drawing hands, I would suggest doing that, just like taking a day to just draw hands. And that's like really boring and typical advice, but I mean, it works. Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah. Oh yeah, working on wrinkles on the clothes. I hate doing wrinkles because they're so hard and confusing. I don't know what wrinkles look like. It's really hard for me to tell where a wrinkle would naturally form, and you also have to take into account the texture and just all that stuff, and also the lighting and things like that, which I'm not really good at. And then I went back to his face because it was still bothering me. Yeah. I think I made his mouth a little too low compared to where his lips are, so they don't really match up too well. I think that's probably part of it. yeah. And in this scene he's supposed to be very sad. Kind of like, just really in pain. So I try to capture that expression a bit. Like in pain, but just like, you know, that sadness when you feel so sad on the inside, but you're like not crying really, and you don't necessarily feel like crying. It's like that feeling. I don't know. It's really specific. I don't know if anyone else gets that feeling, but that's the feeling I was going for. And yeah, just working on his clothes some more, trying to figure out where his pockets would be. They're totally not aligned there, and that's totally wrong, but you know, it's fine. And then I was like, okay, good enough. And then I wanted to work or make the lighting and the contrast more drastic, so I created an overlay layer and just played around with some lighting because I didn't know where the light source was, which is really dumb because I should have done that from the start. But I didn't because I don't know, because I'm stupid. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out the different lighting and then figuring out the background. So I originally planned to have, like, you know, he's in a park, so there should be some trees and like a stone bench kind of thing. I don't really know exactly what that is, but I've been to some parks and a lot of them have like a stone wall or like a short stone wall kind of thing. So I tried to copy that. I don't know if you guys have like seen a park like that, but that was the look I was going for. And yeah, I was trying to make the stones look like they're coming out of the wall and things like that. And also I wanted to put some trees, and I was trying to figure out the color of the leaves. That's what all those rainbow spots are. And then drawing the trunk and stuff. I still don't know how to draw trees that well, but I try. Yeah, so I wanted to make several trees and then put a building in the background as well, but I am so bad at drawing buildings. I don't even know why. I mean, because like buildings are just shapes, or like usually buildings are like rectangular and stuff like that, but they're just really hard for me to draw, and it's not something I enjoy drawing really. So I think that's also a big part of it. I don't really like buildings. I mean, there are a lot of buildings where I live, but I guess I love drawing nature more. I don't know why, but that's just how I am. And those dots of light were supposed to be building lights, but they just ended up looking like stars or something, just not what I wanted. And also it was supposed to be foggy, but then I was like, oh no, all the detail I put into the background is gonna be ruined. But you know, it's fine because it's more realistic, you know, it's more accurate. So yeah, I just had to get over that. And then I was adding the rain. I wasn't sure if I should make it like diagonal rain or straight rain, or like if the rain should be falling diagonally or just straight down. And I think I kind of went in the middle. I believe that's the final rain. That sounds very strange. Oh, and I also had to make sure he looked wet. Like the rain was hitting him pretty hard. Oh yeah, and the tears, always the tears. Oh yeah. Oh, but then I put like too much moisture on his face. Moisture sounds weird. Too much rain on his face, I think. So I wanted to go back and fix that. I think I went back to fix that. Maybe I already fixed it, or quote unquote fixed it. Sorry about that. But I still don't. Oh my god, what is that? Okay, sorry. yeah, I guess I never fixed it. Oh wait, no, wait, maybe I did go to fix it. I really hope I did, because if I didn't, I would be very sad. Oh no, I didn't fix it, did I? Oh. Well, okay. It's fine, you can't see it from far. I don't really like this piece that much anyway. So, yeah. But I thought I might as well just show it since I recorded it and stuff, so. Yeah, and then of course the rain must also be hitting the stone in the background. So yeah, now I'm just playing around with colors and playing around with the buildings and stuff, trying to add more dimension to the piece. So I was trying to figure out like what kind of filter I should use, and then playing around a little bit more with the color, saving, and then signing my name, and then playing with the contrast, playing with the color again, and then putting the focus on his face. And that's it. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and be sure to read the fic if you want. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh gosh, I didn't realize you can hear a little lip smacking. That's disgusting. I'm sorry guys, it's 2 a.m. Okay, good night.